Good morning. Hello everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy and today I'll be giving you a prediction reading for the 24th of March. Now, yes, we all know YouTube has been mucking around with my videos yet again. We know here they take a lot of my comments, return them at a later date. But yesterday took me 3 goes to load a video, which takes quite a lot of time, must I say. I had 3 attempts throughout the day. That's why my video got loaded so late. We know YouTube's controlling a lot of things, but what can we do? Sometimes I just try and push through just out of principle. We know France, it's all happening over there, guys. It's just so awesome. They are really staying strong in their power. We know Macron's really hitting back hard. But, you know, you've got to give it to power to the people. They're staying really strong in France. There's huge protests still going on. Sadly, mainstream media is still saying it's about the pension, but we all know it's not about the rise in the pension age. We know this has been brewing for a very long time, and this is probably more to do with the reset rollout. Because we all know here that Macron's a WEF puppet. What else been happening? Oh, in Australia, guys, yes, I have to keep you up to date with Elbow. We go to the vote tomorrow here in New South Wales. We vote our new Premier. But we're actually, they're doing a vote around it's to do with the Indigenous people and the Aborigines. And they want to bring more, well, it's sort of like more of a voice into Parliament. They actually do have a voice in Australia, and I tell you, they have a lot of say in a lot of things. They really do. They get very well looked after in this country. I know you guys probably find that with your Indigenous cultures too. They get a lot of extra benefits that other people don't receive. But now they're trying to really bring this big voice into Parliament. But it's very secretive. They're not actually telling the little people what it's about. Pauline Hanson, who is a real freedom fighter, kind of, she's in Parliament actually. She's with One Nation. She actually highlighted a few of the things that they're gonna bring in if the voice gets brought in, the voice meaning the Indigenous, into Parliament. And I just had a little quick look through it, and it's not so great for everyone else, that is. Because they're going to give them back it's this land grab thing. They're going to give them back their beaches. People are going to have to pay to use the beaches, or anyone else who's not Indigenous, for example. There's specific beaches they're going to give back to them. And they also want to be the first ones on all the housing lists. So any government housing, they're all to be prioritised and get the housing, even though in a lot of places like Alice Springs and that, they've destroyed their free housing and cheap accommodation. So there's a lot in there that's not going to probably go down so well. But Elbow's not actually telling people about that. But he came on last night. He had all the Indigenous people behind him, and he was talking about the voice. And then he burst into tears. Yep, all the tears welled up and he got all emotional. It's like he's under pressure. He must be under so much pressure to get this voice thing through Parliament. And he was like all teary and very upset about it. So I might even post that to my Facebook page, guys, because it's worth going and having a look at. So the absolute BS garbage and lies and the clown show continues here in Australia. I'm sure it's continuing wherever you guys are living. I see Sushi's having a lot of heated discussions in his Parliament. Oh, there's so much going on, guys. It's nuts. It's just, honestly, this year is all go, isn't it? Just as we thought. All right, enough of all that. Let's get into the serious business now and get into the reading. All right, let's see what we get. Oh, God, I'm getting like shown. Oh, God. I'm exhausted before I even say it, guys. It's the clown head. You know the clown head emoji we always type in, guys. The clown. Well, it's the clown show by 1,000,000. So if you imagine 1,000,000 of those little clown heads, that's where it's all headed this year, meaning the circus show. The circus tent is showing me the red and white circus tent. The like, this is going to be the grand grand circus show, the biggest grand circus show of them all, like that. Hurry, step right up to the biggest show you've ever seen on the planet. And it's that kind of thing. Very grandiose. So much is going to be happening this year. And we know it already is. So I'm getting that. Everything's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But a lot of entertainment value, the guides are saying, for us, because we always stand back and watch everything from afar. We're never involved in the circus show anymore. We've journeyed to Terabella. We escaped this clown world, we call it here, and we journeyed to Terabella, which is our happy place, our place where we find peace, calm. Oh, sorry guys, I didn't get on to do that meditation yesterday. I got my girl from school, and then by the time I got home, it was pouring rain, absolutely pouring rain. So the birds always go quiet when it's raining. So that was pretty much the meditation written off. Sorry, guys. I will try and do one over the weekend. If it clears today, I might even get out. But I guess the weather's very unpredictable. As a lot of people know in California who are now receiving the horrific floods and storms. And, oh, God, it just goes on. Everything's to the extreme too, isn't it, with the weather, guys? It's like abnormal. No one's ever experienced this before. Perfect for the global warming, rather, agenda that they're trying to put on everyone. More BS. All right, let's keep going. God, they're showing me these like little electric cars, like they're little. I told you they were always going to get smaller. They're pretty small now, even the Teslas, aren't they? You certainly couldn't fit your, like if you had a big family and a couple of dogs, you couldn't all fit in a Tesla, for example. But I'm getting they're little, but it's showing me they're going to be there's going to become this hiring service. You know how you have like the e-scooters kind of thing? I feel like there's going to be something like you can hire an electric car, almost like a rental car, I suppose, and you can just hire them. You could hire them for a week, or you could hire them to drive from here to there, and then you can hire another one to drive from there to here. They're going to be this basic little car concept. Or maybe you could hire it to just drive 15 minutes in your 15-minute city. But I am getting this hiring kind of set. See, people are not going to be able to afford electric cars. That's the basic bottom line of it. They're not going to be able to afford them, especially the way the economy is going at the present time. So I am getting, this is probably long term. This is probably within the next 5 years. There's going to be this electrical, it's showing me like all these cars, little ones on chargers, the charging stations, and then people come and they just pop their card in and they hire them, like, you know, almost like on your iPad, like with the e-scooters or whatever, or the phones, like the e-scooters and all that. That's a huge thing now. It's gone crazy, hasn't it? It's really taken off. So I'm getting that kind of concept's going to come out. Not that you can really travel anywhere anyway, if they get their way, that is. So I am getting that. And that would make sense actually, wouldn't it? Because in the cities, well, this would probably be in the cities. So if you were going to go on a trip, you would have to hire a car, because as we know, they're trying to get rid of cars and they don't want us driving around. So the less people drive, see, this might be to cut back too, and they'll use it. Oh, so interesting, isn't it? That would make sense, because people still might want to travel to visit their relatives. But if they're limited to maybe one trip a year, if this is credit scoring all kind of happens, then that would make sense actually, wouldn't it? That you could, if you've earned enough credit, you would be allowed to, yes, on your phone. Everything seems to be done through the smartphone, as we talk about here. The way to your freedom will be through your smartphone, and you can hire an electric car if you've earned your brownie points. Oh gosh. We won't be travelling very far, guys, will we? We won't be able to unlock the electric car system and go anywhere, I don't think. Not us, but we're quite happy to stay in our little 15-minute zones. God, I think most of us do that anyway, to be quite honest, especially all of us that live in the country. I know not all of us do, but a lot of us do. We don't really go very far, do we? We just go day tripping occasionally. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. And I think that would make sense. People will end up just hiring cars. People still aren't going to be able to afford cars moving forward. Cars are going to keep continuing to get dearer and dearer. And the thing is, the sad thing about cars, as we all know, is they depreciate. They don't appreciate in value. They don't go up. So they're not really an investment, are they? So I think we're going to find less and less people are going to be buying them, simply because of the way the economy is going, cost of fuel, etc., etc. Smaller dwellings and houses that aren't going to have the parking. There's going to be nowhere to park on the streets, because the streets are going to start to get made more narrow, and we know where it's all heading, but this is like probably the next 3 to 5 years, this kind of change will start to happen. So I am seeing that sort of e-scooter, but it'll be electric car. It's for hire, but they'll be very basic. Very basic. It's quite probable, isn't it? It's probably already happening in China. Everything seems to happen in China first. Okay, let's see where else we go. I'm getting this roaring energy of the ocean, and it's showing the ocean like swamping boats, like big Navy ships. It's showing me like the waves just, like, it's like the Navy ship's down and the waves are going over it in the ocean. Hang on, let me see what I get. They're saying to me, like, a lot of these naval ships and things, this is globally, are finding it harder and more treacherous to navigate the wild oceans. I wonder if that's got anything to do with global warming and climate change. It could well do, couldn't it? But I am getting this visual of, I'm just getting this visual of, and it's showing me the Navy ships, and they're getting swallowed up by the ocean, but then it's like turning into a submarine. See, we know there's a lot of submarine talk. There's a lot of submarine talk in Australia because Elbow's just purchased a heap. And I'm just getting this like changing of things. It's the changing of things. So we're going from these huge naval ships. I think they're still going to be around, but they're going to be able to somehow transition into like a submarine. I wonder how they could do that, but then technology, they can pretty much do anything, can't they? If you think of those boats that have for example, Top Gun. We'll use Top Gun here because we're the Red Bull, Maverick, Braveheart, freedom fighters who fly around in our jet planes off the government's radar. But you know how they have that landing platform at the back of their boats and that sort of thing? It's showing me like the landing platforms will fold, and then obviously once the planes take off, and then the ships go down like this submarine kind of version, so they can more do things by stealth rather than a big ship sailing into a harbour somewhere. Not that they're probably very deep, but I'm just getting this, it's almost, I guess you could call it like a transformer ship. That's what I'm getting, like a transformer Navy ship. I see these ahead. They're going to be ones that can actually go down to quite a big depth. I don't know how, but I am seeing that they're going to be able to like fold up like I guess you could say bumblebee of Transformers, fold up and then drop down into the ocean. See, we don't really know what the submarines are that Elbow's ordered here. We don't really know what they look like. We all have a vision of like a torpedo shape and that sort of submarine, but there could be these sort of newer things coming out. That's just what I'm being shown anyway. Just something to think about. Interesting. All right, let's see what else we get. Oh, I'm getting England. And I'm getting that England's just, they're just coming out like the hibernating bear. They're still, I feel like in England, London, UK, we talked about them yesterday, and I talked about the placards being made and people hammering cardboard to their signs ready for fight backs, about uniting, really. They want to unite because they're going to come together with all different reasons to protest their government. But I am getting that they're still hibernating. They're still in hibernating. Bears in UK, England, haven't quite woken up. They haven't quite come out yet. So be warned over there. The hibernating bears will be waking up from their slumber very soon. But I feel like they're still a little bit dormant over there at the moment. So yeah, just be warned about that because it is coming. I do see fight backs over there. Oh my God, because people in UK are exhausted from this. You guys have been mucked around for a long time with Boris, that Liz Truss thing, was it? The whole everything. There's just a lot been going on. So I am feeling like this is kind of, it's that calm before the storm period. It's a calm before the storm. The hibernating bears are still a little dormant. So be warned. All right, let's see where else we go. I'm getting New Zealand. I'm getting Hippo. I'm getting that New Zealand's cutting its losses. New Zealand, I feel like financially, during that CB virus, people in New Zealand are exhausted too. Everyone is worn out from this whole ridiculous experience. But I feel like Hippo's going to cut the losses and try and move on. Economically, we know he's hitting hard as well. See, they're trying to build back their economies because their countries went into so much debt, as we all know here about the CV virus, everything, lockdowns, all that. A lot of, economic collapse, obviously. But he's going to try and push that all behind him and say, no, we're only moving forward now. But the people are tired of this. See, the people are tired. Because I think people in New Zealand know they're being fed BS now. They do. They're waking up in New Zealand. People are figuring it out. It's like, and the sad thing is, it's like people feel like they're paying back the government's debts. So Hippo's trying to push all that behind him, all the failing of the economy and all this kind of stuff. And he just wants to push forward now. And he wants the little people behind him and the little people to help to prop him up and to prop up the economy. So he's using that kind of excuse with everything going up, interest rates, food prices, all this fuel and all that. He's saying that's really helping the economy. So he's going to start feeding, I feel like, New Zealand's egos a little bit. He's going to start to do his brainwashing techniques, I guess you could say, and start to let people know they're doing all the right things. They're saving their planet. They're helping build the infrastructure of New Zealand. I feel like he's going to go down that road. He's going to try to feed the people's kind of egos again, but he wants to keep people on board. See, he wants. See, it's a bit like sushi. They want to give that illusion that the people are involved. But people know now. People are exhausted. They know it's BS. He wants to give the illusion that people are involved with the regrowth and the improvement of their own country in New Zealand. That's what I'm getting for Hippo. All a great illusion, isn't it? Anyway, people still fall for it though. It's unreal, isn't it, guys? Let's see if there's something to close with today. Oh, they're showing me China and Putin is like a big nuclear bomb going off. That's what the guide is showing me, that big nuclear bomb when it went off, that atomic bomb or whatever went. That's what I'm getting. They're like a bomb going off. And it's about what permeates after, like they came together, Putin and China, and then boom, it like permeates this energy out to the rest of the world. It's almost like a warning explosion, I guess you could say, to the rest of the world. It's quite intimidating when two big powers like that, or they think they're powers, come together. They have a lot of, again, it's that intimidation. I always talk about that with China. It's the intimidation. It's saying empty, well, sort of empty threats. Well, with Putin, it's not empty threats. I think Ukraine would agree with that. But I am getting that it's sending out that energy vibe of like the atomic bomb going off. It makes people really wake up, like, oh, what the hell is going on here? Which is good, because we need people to wake up, don't we, guys? So it's actually doing that, because they're thinking, why is all this war talk? Why are we talking about war? See, people don't want it. Can you imagine older people who've been through war? Like I was telling you guys about that Hitler documentary I watched yesterday on Netflix. Absolutely fascinating. And it was more about his journey to power. It wasn't about all the horrific things. Oh, it might be at the end, but it shows him just in his sort of chalet with his friends. It's just so bizarre that someone that looks so normal could do such horrific things to people. It's very fascinating. It's just unreal. Let's see if there's something to close with today. I'm losing my train of thought, guys. God, I'm getting like that cotton swab, Santa Claus. I'm getting that he's like got these coaches. It's like he's got this coaching team, like mentors or coaches that sort of have been delegated to his global leaders. I feel like there's these coaches. They're like I guess you could say they're kind of like, if you think of a coach, it's a coach about, well, they're obviously, I feel like they've been delegated to help with this reset rollout, obviously. But they're also like, if you think of a coach, you can get a coach, like a life coach, for example, like similar to what I kind of do. But they're like a life coach that keeps these leaders on track. I feel like there's people that they sort of mentor with or that they touch base with that is like the mediator person between Klaus and, well, obviously not Klaus, it's probably between Klaus's plebs and the main leaders, because we know who the main leaders are. There's about a big handful of them. But I do feel, for example, like, why would Elbow be tearing up and crying over that? Like, obviously he's under some sort of pressure, but they get guided. I do feel like there's some sort of, well, we know it's the like pecking order, but I feel they're getting coached how to go about this, how to do this, how to keep standing against your people. Like, why you would stand against your people, I don't understand either. But I am getting there's these like coaches that are coaching how to roll the reset out. Not going very well in France. Maybe Macron didn't have a coach. That could be why it's all gone belly up for him. But I am getting that now, that Klaus has kind of organised these like coaches to help guide these leaders. Oh my God, it just goes on and on and on. Can't they just say no and not do it? That's what I want to happen. I want all of them to have a big meeting and go, well, we're not doing this to our little people anymore. Enough of this silliness. That's what I want to happen. Ooh. Anyway, let's see what we've got. We'll just finish off today. God, I'm getting America, I'm getting those borders opening up. It's bad, like it's bad. We knew the drug problem was going to become far worse because the cartels like moving on into America more. I'm getting that. The child trafficking's on the move. There's a lot of negativity around that real border. And Biden doesn't seem to be addressing it still, does he? No, nothing happening there. I haven't seen Trump arrested yet. Let us know what's happening over there, guys, if you're living in America. So I am feeling that border thing is causing huge disruptions to the people of America's lives. It is. And it's only going to continue. And the thing is, it spreads really quickly, things like that. Like when you got the cartel coming in and sort of taking over, they're very powerful. They just spread really quickly. Like a virus, actually. Like a virus. Very quick to spread. Sadly, because drugs is a bloody nightmare, isn't it? But there's so much money to be made in it all, as we know. All right, I'll see what we've got to close with today. God, I'm getting this song, Let's Ride. Let's ride. Give it up, give it up, give it boy and ride. What's that song? Who sings that song? Let's ride. Well, basically, that's for us. We're going to just ride. We're on our motorbike. We're often on our motorbike here, guys. We call ourselves the Freedom Braveheart Biker Rebel Mavericks. And we're often riding like Tom Cruise in Top Gun. That's the image we often get here, where we're just riding off into the sunset, enjoying our life, and just taking off away from government. So I'm getting that song. Give it up, little boy, and ride, or something like that. Don't know who sings it. I don't know. Let's ride, but we're going to ride. Hang on a minute. I'm getting a beautiful song by Stevie Nicks, actually, out of Fleetwood Mac. We get them occasionally, and I'm getting a beautiful song called Sarah. But I think the words in that music is that, Sarah, you're the poet in my heart, never change and never stop. That's what I'm getting for us. That song's about us. Never change, never stop, just keep being us. Now it's gone, it doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't. Things have gone out of our life, but it doesn't matter anymore. You know, it's like you said yesterday, Catherine, like that song by R.E.M. that we feel all right. And we do feel all right. So I'm getting that beautiful song. I want you to go and play that today, Sarah. Never change, I think, and never stop. And that's us. Never change being who you are and believing in yourself and fighting for what you know is right, true, and correct. And never stop being a BS detector. Oh, all right. I'm going to say goodbye from Australia. Please go play that song. It's beautiful. Sarah, I'm sure it's by Stevie Nicks. All right. Take care. Have a wonderful day, everybody. You know the drill. Please comment, hit the like buttons, and I'll talk to you very soon. Take care. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye.